I went to church as a child, I think more because that's what you did. So I became an altar boy because it looked cool. It was very ritualistic, which was fascinating to me. There was a pattern and a process to it, and you got to be out in front of all those people and just do something. After that, we moved away. I never really went to church again as I became a teenager, drifted away from church, never believed in God, never thought about God. Got through high school, did pretty good, but again, hanging out with the wrong people, doing things I shouldn't have been doing. Just involved in doing drugs, doing recreational drugs, sometimes more than recreational drugs. And from that, I knew I needed some discipline in my life, and I joined the U.S. Navy. And I thought that would change my life. And in some ways it did, but I still had that big hole. I was still looking to fill it. I now had direction and I had discipline in my life. I learned to trade, but I never found God. The circumstances never led me to God. And I got married while I was in the Navy. I married a naval officer. We had a son together. We didn't go to church. God was not a part of our lives, and it reflected in our lives. And it ended up in a failed marriage for a lot of reasons. Got in a second failed marriage. We didn't have God in that marriage, and then met my current wife. From a career perspective, I was doing what I loved. I'd found this job. It was great. I loved what I did. I felt I was good at it, and that filled part of the hole. But there was still a big hole in there that was empty. And I didn't understand why it was empty. I just knew there was an emptiness inside of me. Package showed up one day, and I opened it, and it was a bunch of DVDs and a Bible study guide. And it was Doug Batchelor, and we had nothing else to do, so we started watching the DVDs. And I was absolutely engrossed in it. It was fascinating to me. I was hearing things I had never heard, and I learned more in that 2 or 3 weeks it took us to do those than I had in my whole life. And it was amazing. Nobody talked about prophecy. Nobody talked about revelation. Nobody really talked about the Sabbath. And so it was fascinating to me. And as I learned more, I wanted to know more. The Amazing Facts website was phenomenal. I was able to go through that. I could find studies on the Sabbath. I could find studies on prophecy, and taking this journey hand in hand and going through it together. It was amazing for us and what it did for our marriage and for our life. And then the next thing I know, I'm getting baptized. Then I became the Sabbath school leader for that class and continue to teach to this day. I'm able to take that information, the resources, the links, and provide that to others and start multiplying that effort out. Without Amazing Facts, I don't think I would have gotten to this point. My name is Bill. Thank you for changing my life.